I want to talk a little bit because South Carolina is considered a dangerous team this year with Shane Beamer, and we know what they did to Tennessee last year with the whole incident that we don't have to rehash, but the Jeremy Banks NIL. How important is it for Tennessee this year to stomp on South Carolina? Because I think for recruiting purposes, because when you guys were there, the whole defensive line was from South Carolina, and for recruiting purposes in general, how important is it for Tennessee to stamp out any South Carolina rise in football?
Oh yeah, because well, for one, because they have a hotbed of talent in the state, and we do have guys that have come out of there that have come to Tennessee and played very well. Jonathan Hepney is one of those guys after us, from Rock Hill, South Carolina. They have a good program. Gaffney has a good program where Jeff Coleman came from, and also Dominique Stevenson. Um, Sean Ellis was from there. Don Walker from there. Albert Hainsworth's from there. There's a lot of good talent there. So it'd be great for us to, negate what they've done in last season and just kind of show it was a fluke. But the person or the people who are going to be clutch in that game is the same thing that happened for them. The crowd, the fan base. I see you over there, Mr. Jones. You're right. The fans have been clutch. They need to be very clutch in this game. They, when I say clutch, when it comes talking about fans and a football game at home, if they don't call at least 2 timeouts, one in each half, because of the crowd, then you haven't done your job. That's just my thought process. In order to win games at home, your crowd has to be such a presence that when a team is trying to change the play of the line of scrimmage, they shouldn't be able to hear it. Late in the clock has a call a timeout. They just can't hear it. They can't communicate. When you do things like that as a home crowd, it changes the game too, because now they have one less timeout. If you make them take 2 in one half, so imagine if it's coming down to the last play of the second half and they don't have enough time left, or the last play of the fourth quarter and they don't have enough time left. I mean, we know we're going to put points on the board. Helping that defense out makes a difference, and that crowd helps the defense a lot because it causes confusion for the offense because they can't communicate as efficiently as they would like to. But it also gives us extra edge and just extra go. It does. When you hear that crowd like that, man, you gotta play on another level because it gives you that extra it factor.
Right, right. It's so transition to the NFL draft a little bit, because when we had you on last week, we had Darnell Wright had just gotten drafted, and then 4 other Tennessee players got drafted after that. Just the major one first, Hendon Hooker to Detroit. I don't know if you saw Dave's column. He says Hendon Hooker should just leave and then reclassify for the 2024 draft rather than play for Detroit. What do you think of Hooker's situation?
Dave just talking. He take that money too. I don't know what he's talking about. Dave just talking. If he's in that situation, he's going to accept that draft pick as well. Yes, you got drafted. Congratulations. I don't care what city it's in. You're in the NFL. Congratulations.
What do you think of Hooker's prospects as playing in Detroit? Jared Goff has 2 years left on his deal. They might be. It seems like I assume they're invested in him long term. Don't you think?
Jared Goff?
Hooker.
Oh, okay. Goff did have a better year last year, but I still don't think that they think he's the guy long term. I think Hendon Hooker has the opportunity to come in as a 3rd-round pick and does not have to start immediately, which is one of the best things for him. You don't have to start right away. So you can learn the game, understand that the speed is different, understand your locker room too. Not having to be the guy in this situation for him. We talked about getting drafted in the 1st round to the wrong team or getting drafted in the 3rd or 4th round to the right team. I can say that the offense they're trying to run is very similar to what we kind of ran at Tennessee. They want to be fast-paced. They don't have a big back. They have backs who can go out and get it. They also drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, who's a do-it-all guy. We saw what he could do at Alabama when he played against us. He scored a touchdown, can get outside and catch the ball in the backfield, and he has breakaway speed. They got good receivers on the outside. They did just trade Swift, but they had another running back that was there. I can't remember his name. Right on top of my head, I can't remember his name. But I think that offense suits him very well. And given time, we shall see. He may end up as a starting quarterback at some point, and it's not a bad position in the NFL to be a backup quarterback for the next 10 years either. By the way, that's one of the best jobs in the world. Not knowing that you don't have to go in unless someone gets into it, and you still get paid to do it. Hey man, I'll take that job all day.
that's a good point. I think I remember Jim Sorgi, Peyton Manning's backup with the Colts, said that one time. He's like, "I got the best job in the world. I'm getting paid to just sit and watch Peyton Manning take every step."
Yeah, absolutely.
A few other players. So Cedric Tillman to Cleveland, Jalen Hyatt to New York, Byron Young to the Rams. Who of those do you think got the best situation?
I think all of them got good situations there, but they got drafted. They all got drafted in the third round. I don't see any of them being a bad situation. It's what you do with your opportunity once you get there. I think Tillman going to Cleveland is a really good place for him. Having a quarterback that's there, that guy's amazing. I think Watson can pull it together. He needed another receiver. They have a good tight end. They have another receiver on the outside over there. And Tillman is a guy who can run routes and can catch the ball. And it's very tough. But I also see a great running game that they have over there as well. So I think they can help them out in many different ways just by having another receiver that can do what Tillman can do. Jalen, I think, is going to do a good job in New York. Daniel Jones needs another receiver. He needs somebody who can take the top off of it. And it also helps out with them not being able to stack the box with Saquon Barkley. So I think all these guys are in positions and opportunities that give them an opportunity to do something else, to get to the next, to be some of the best guys at their position in the next level. And the one I'm the most excited and happy for, though, is Young. Byron Young, I'm happy that guy got drafted. And he is in a good situation because you got Donald as your D tackle. He's getting the double team. What they need you to do is maybe get to the quarterback and get pressure from the outside. And I think he has the speed to do so. And of course, if he learns the technique and understands how to use his hands better, because you have to do that in the next level, he may be the guy that we're talking about more than any of them, just because of position and who he's playing with.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of. I agree. I was high on Byron Young too as the best situation, and it reminds me of, you'll love this. It was right after you had graduated, but when John Henderson and Albert Haynesworth started to occupy the middle at defensive tackle for Tennessee, and basically them occupying the middle just freed up Will Overstreet to wreak so much havoc on the outside.
Yeah, if you got one-on-one on the outside, that's what you get drafted for. Hey. You got a stud on the inside over here. Your job should be easy. All you got to do is beat one guy to get to the quarterback. Who's better, you or him? That's what it comes down to when you got Aaron Donald as your defensive tackle. If you have Aaron Donald as a defensive tackle and you're the defensive end playing the same side as him, I don't know how you don't have double-digit sacks every year, because you're going to get one-on-one coverage.
Right. No, that's true. And you're right. Byron Young, he's raw, but he could probably make an impact early because of that situation.
Yeah. That's all pure talent.
Yeah. I wanted to get to a couple undrafted signings. Dave is high on Princeton Fant with the Cowboys. I'm highest. I want to know what your thoughts are on Jerome Carvin to the Chiefs. I just think that's a really good situation for him.
I think it's a good situation for him too. That would be three former Tennessee guys on the same team, because they did draft Wanye Morris.
Oh, that's right. They did.
Yeah, they drafted Wanye Morris. So I think Carvin has a good shot. Even if he doesn't finish with the Chiefs, I think he has a good opportunity because of what Trey has done, because of what some of the other offensive linemen have done and been around for a long time. I think it helps them maybe stay a little longer. I think Jerome Carvin will make a team. Hopefully it's with Kansas City. And if it's not, I think he'll still be in the NFL.
Yeah, how inexcusable is it that 2020 team went 3-7 when you had Jerome Carvin, Wanye Morris, Trey Smith, Cooper Mays, Cade Mason, Darnell Wright as your offensive line?
All offensive linemen that are in the NFL now.
Yep, all of them.
I mean, don't stop there. You got Gray, you got Chandler, You got all these guys that were part of that football team that now are, playing on Sundays. We missed out on a lot. I think that was that's one of the worst coaching decisions we've ever made in hiring that guy.
Fred, before I let you go, and I'm going to ask you to let us know how we can how people can get in touch with you in a second. But last question, most important question. You live just outside of Atlanta, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Are you psyched for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season premiere on Sunday?
I haven't watched the show since it came out, so I'm not excited at all. I mean, I can care less. My thought process is how can you be a housewife if you don't even have a husband? Yeah. So I'm just being honest. I'm just saying.
That is half the people on those shows now. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how are you a housewife if you don't even have a husband?
Well, one of them was married to an assistant coach for Utah's football program, the running backs coach at Utah, and she's going to prison now for financial fraud.
Yeah, and like I said, she was married to him.
Yes.
That don't make you a housewife. You're not a housewife.
That is true. And then they always brag about their businesses. I'm like, that's not the point of a housewife. You're not like, the whole point is to not have a business.
Exactly. I mean, it's I don't know what you should call the show, but it should be Housewives of Atlanta. I guarantee you that.
Oh Lord, Fred, how can people get in touch with you?
If I'm thinking logically.
Yeah, they were. Well, okay. I think the show started when the whole concept started. I think they were housewives, and now I think it's
some of them were. Some of them weren't then either. It was, it was basketball wives or something like that, and then housewives. Most of them people weren't even.
Yeah. That's
they weren't even married. Like, hey man, that's his ex-wife. She's not a housewife.
Yeah.
How about we make a show called The Ex-Wife?
Ex-Wife. That would be an epic.
It might be better suited for the show.
Ex-Wives of Atlanta. Now that would be an epic one. Fred, how can people get in touch with you?
Man, they can give me a call at our telephone number is 770-381-0367. Again, that is 770-381-0367. They can also follow us online on also all the social media outlets. We're Fred White Allstate on Instagram as well as Facebook. And please go follow me on those. I'm trying to get my numbers up. Okay, thank you. But you can look us up online at Fred White Allstate, and we can. I'm looking at this text box over here, and I'm not going to say those things that you're saying. I see what you say over there. I got you. I got you. I heard you. Heard you loud and clear.
For Dave, it should be house.
But I'm not going there. but we can. But you can look us up also online at just Fred White Allstate. You can actually start your quote right there online. You can text us from online as well. Any information that you want us to have or to discuss. Look forward to trying to help as many people as we possibly can. And if we can't get you a good quote, we can at least educate you on what you can and cannot do, or some of the things that you possibly should do. And the other thing is we offer life insurance and life insurance information and education as well. I think anyone and everyone who's above a certain age should find a way to get some life insurance. And we call it also mortgage protection as well as family protection, because when you're gone, you still want to be able to take care of those people. Just give us a call, 770-381-0367.
Fred, thanks a lot for doing the show with me today. I really appreciate it. Loving the text on the side, too. We definitely needed Dave Hooker just for his last name for this one.
Yes, we did. He goes just right with the housewife.
Yes. Oh, Fred, have a good weekend.
Oh, housewife Dave over there.